Okay, in today's video, we are unboxing Cris Clay by Crisania Neri, and I have been so curious about this one. I want to see how it feels, how it shapes, how it behaves on the nail. I have been eyeing these clays ever since I saw it on social media. So today, we're finally unboxing it. Let's open it and create something cute. Okay, this is the moment. I've been waiting for this package like it's a surprise gift to myself. And just to be clear, this is not sponsored. I bought this with my own money because I was influenced. Just wanted to see what the hype is about. This clay is specifically made for nail art, so it's supposed to be lightweight, easy to shape, and ideal for 3D designs on nails. It actually cures under a UV LED lamp, just like gel, so you have time to shape it, adjust it, perfect your design, and it won't harden until you decide to cure it. That gives you so much more control, especially for detailed 3D work. So I ordered the classic 3D Sculpting Gel collection, which comes with 15 colors. And yes, I did not stop there. I also got the Pastel 3D Sculpting Gel collection with 8 colors. I also ordered individual white 3D Sculpting Gel in 15G and clear 3D Sculpting Gel in 15G. Wait, these are liner brushes, and they're all different lengths. Okay, I definitely did not order these. I only ordered the silicone 3D sculpting tools, the 5-piece set, and one 3D sculpting brush. So I'm guessing these might be a little gift. If they are, that's such a nice touch. And liner brushes are actually super useful. The different lengths give you different levels of control. And this one right here, this is the 3D sculpting brush that I actually ordered. And these are the 5-piece silicone 3D sculpting tools that I ordered. You can see they all have different shapes, some more pointed, some more rounded, some angled. Each one is designed for different techniques. Okay, and this is the individual white 3D sculpting gel. I specifically ordered this in 15 grams because white is honestly the most used color in 3D nail art. You use it for flowers, bows, characters, lace details, everything. And it's not just for using on its own. White is also essential for mixing. If you want to create softer tones or pastel shades, you just mix a little white into your colored clay. So it has a foil seal on top, which is great because that keeps everything airtight and fresh. Okay, look at that. That texture looks really nice. It's holding its shape. It's not melting or slumping. White can sometimes look chalky or dry, but this actually looks smooth and dense, almost like a soft putty. You can see it's not runny like builder gel. That's what makes it ideal for 3D sculpting. And this one is the clear 3D sculpting gel. I always like having clear in my collection because it's so versatile. You can create glassy or jelly effects, or even encapsulate tiny details inside your design. Just like the white, it has the foil seal and the inner protective lid. Wow, that is such a nice clear. It's smooth, glossy, no bubbles. It's translucent but still dense and holding its shape inside the jar. And one thing I have to mention, there's no odor. That's actually really important because some sculpting gels can have a strong chemical smell. So far, the texture looks controlled, the clarity looks nice, and no unpleasant smell. This is a very good first impression. Okay, now we're opening the Pastel 3D Sculpting Gel collection. First of all, the packaging? Adorable. And I love that they include a shade card inside. Look at these names. Everything is giving soft, sweet, dreamy vibes. Perfect for kawaii designs, bows, flowers, little characters. All the delicate 3D work. Okay, we're starting with pistachio paws, and I love that each jar is 10 grams. All right, let's open pistachio paws and see if the texture is as dreamy as the name. Wow, look at that color. It's soft, it's pastel, it looks dense and soft. I'm going to open the remaining pastel shades off camera because otherwise this video will be too long. Okay, here are all the pastel shades opened. Look at these colors. Soft, creamy, and beautiful. I cannot wait to start creating with these. All right, now we're opening the classic 3D Sculpting Gel collection. This one comes with 15 shades, 10 grams each. So this is your core color wardrobe, and I love that they include a color chart card. You've got your brights, your neutrals, your black and white. This is the kind of set that lets you create literally anything. Characters, flowers, cartoon designs, bold accents, detailed outlines.
Okay, let's take a proper look at them.
15 classic shades, all sealed and neatly arranged. Let's open nude pink. Wow, this one is going to be very useful. I'm going to open all of them off camera, and then we're revealing all 15 colors at once. Ta-da! Here are all 15 colors opened. Look at that pigment. This collection is seriously beautiful. These two look similar at first, but they're not. This one is gray, softer and more muted, and this one is black, deeper, and much more intense. And that's it for the unboxing. All colors are opened, and honestly, I'm obsessed already. Now it's time to create something fun. So today, we're making Kuromi-inspired nails. Cute, a little edgy, and perfect for 3D sculpting. Let's get into it. I prepared 5 long coffin nails for this set. Kuromi is going to be on the thumbnail. The other nails will balance the look with supporting elements and accents. For this set, I'm going to use these colors. I chose purple, soft green, and pink. Starting with thumbnail, I'm applying a purple base. I'm keeping the layer thin, and even so it cures properly and gives me a smooth foundation. Make sure to stay close to the edges, but don't flood the sides. I'm taking a sponge for this step. I'm going to create a soft pink gradient. I love this picker. It grabs the sponge so well, like it's not going anywhere. And it makes tapping so much easier. Way more control, way less mess. I'm tapping the sponge on some Scotch tape. This picks up all the little dust and random debris, because we are not embedding mystery particles into our nails. Clean sponge, clean blend, happy life. Now I'm tapping the pink onto my palette first. We need control, not chaos. This way I can load the sponge evenly and build the gradient slowly. And now, we tap, tap, tap. Light pressure, soft bouncing motion. I'm building the pink slowly so it fades perfectly into the purple. If you press too hard, you'll get harsh lines. No rush here. Take your time with the tapping. I cured that layer, and now I'm going in with the second layer. This just helps deepen the pink and smooth out the gradient even more. All right, that's cured. Now I'm just removing the tacky layer with some isopropyl alcohol. Now I'm applying DVOK DM26. It's actually a cat-eye gel, but I'm not using the magnet on this nail. I just want that soft sparkle effect to add a little magic over the gradient. All right, let's pop this in the lamp and cure it. Okay, let's grab the black sculpting gel. Kuromi is about to happen. So, technically I could build the face in white and the hood in black, but I'm actually going to sculpt the whole thing in black first and then paint the face with white later. Oops, I dropped the gel. Well, now it's dirty, so we're not using that. Let me grab a fresh one. I'm not sure how much gel I'll need yet. We'll just see as we go. I'm still pretty new to 3D sculpting. I've only done a Santa and a reindeer before. If you want to see that video, I'll link it up in the corner. Now I'm just rolling the gel to make a small ball. All right, let's stick this onto the nail and start shaping it. I dipped my brush into isopropyl alcohol, and that helps the brush glide while shaping the gel. Okay, this ended up a little thicker than I planned, so I'm going to cure it for 3 minutes. It's time to add the ears. I'm taking a small piece of gel and placing it here, and then another one on the other side. We'll shape them a little so they look nice and pointy. By the way, I'm using some new sculpting tools here. When you're sculpting gel, please don't touch it with bare hands. Make sure to wear gloves to protect your skin. It's always better to stay safe while doing nail art. All right, the ears are done. Let's put this in the lamp and let it cure. Now I'm adding tiny little dots to the pointy parts of the ears. Okay, now it's time to paint the face. Because I sculpted the whole thing in black earlier, I'm using white gel paint to create the face on top. This is just easier for me, especially since I'm still learning 3D sculpting. Sometimes I get really focused and excited while doing the nail, and I completely forget about the camera. So if the nail disappears from the frame sometimes, sorry about that. Here I am painting the white base for the face. Once this is done, we can start adding all the small details. Alright, the face is cured now. So the next step is adding Kuromi's little collar right here underneath. It's a small detail, but it really brings the whole character together. Adding the eyes now. This is the dangerous moment. Because if the eyes go wrong, suddenly Kuromi looks like she didn't sleep for 3 days. Now I'm adding the tiny eyelash. It gives Kuromi a little bit of attitude. Okay, that's cute. I think Kuromi approves. I'm using my dotting tool to add the tiny nose right in the center. And while I'm here, I'm also working on Kuromi's little pointy collar underneath. Now I'm adding these little pink dots at the tips. All right, I added the little mouth. I tried to draw it under the camera, but it was way too hard. Had to bring the nail really close to my eyes so I could see what I was doing. Sometimes these tiny details are just impossible to film properly. Now we're adding Kuromi's tiny skull on the head. Nice and centered. And Kuromi is finally finished. Now I'm adding a matte top coat on the face. So I changed my mind. I tried the matte top coat, but honestly, I didn't like how it looked. It made the design feel a little dull and not as vibrant as I wanted. So we're going back to glossy. Alright, the thumbnail is done, so now we're moving on to the index finger. For this nail, I'm not going to use any sculpting gel. Instead, I'm keeping it simple and doing a quick Argyle design that matches the Kuromi vibe. So I did the same Argyle design on the ring fingernail as well, but this time with a French tip. Alright, now let's move to the pinky nail. This one will be quick. I'm using the same cat eye gel over the purple base, so the whole set still matches. Then I'm drawing tiny black skulls randomly on the nail. I'm not placing them perfectly. I like them a little scattered. Alright, last nail, the middle finger. I applied the same cat eye gel over the purple base and used a magnet to activate the effect. Now I'm going to make a 3D ribbon with this gray sculpting gel. The reason I'm using gray instead of black is because later I will add some black shading. This will help create more depth and make the ribbon look more dimensional. I noticed the sculpting gel sticks better on glossy surfaces, so I'm applying a non-wipe glossy top coat here. First, I'm making the 2 side loops of the ribbon. Then I will sculpt the 2 ribbon tails. And finally, I will add the knot on top to finish the bow. Alright, all 5 nails are finally done! For this set, I went with a Kuromi-inspired theme using a purple base with a cat eye gel. I used Cris Clay Sculpting Gel on the thumb and the middle nail. It holds its shape well, and it's easy to control while sculpting small details. Overall, I'm really happy with how this set turned out. And here is the final look. We have the character nail, Argyle designs, tiny skulls, and the 3D ribbon in the center. If you love 3D nails and nail charms, I would definitely recommend this product. Thank you so much for watching and spending time with me today. And if you enjoy nail art videos like this, please subscribe to my channel for more designs and tutorials. I'll see you in the next video.